He shot the missile.
Recording has begun. There were no missiles that were shot. There is no Warren Bossing say. I'm trusting that everyone's gains is okay. We're on part 6, and I'm gonna jump right into the fun. We've done a little bit of jumping around, so to recap. Yeah, do you have something, John?
I was gonna say just a spite.
What?
I turned my mic around for the whole thing.
Okay.
It's awful.
So
That's really
you can't
bad.
actually hear you at all when you do that.
That's really bad. Anyway, so the last 2 sessions have been pretty interesting. Infiltration crew got infiltrated and is being shipped off to, we're going to find out where today. And then we swung around and caught up with Dweeby's afternoon, which was a little eventful, as he's now leading a tribe of bugbears through the woods. Things could have gone worse. Nobody died. And Malachi is probably still in the early morning dealing with logistics. We may jump back and forth to them as the Feywild group is packing up shop and making a wayward journey. But right now, I'm actually going to pick up with Grouger, who is in the back of a dragon cage with an asleep Lucasio and Valere. And you are being flown over mountains you recognize to be quite familiar. You are definitely nearby the asylum, but
It's gonna go hard when Lucasio pulls out a gun.
you are not going to the asylum. So, is there anything you would like to do while you're passing your surroundings and taking in the lay of the land?
What are your
To
final
make a
words?
perception check.
Go ahead and make a perception check then.
I would like to roll to see.
Roll to see.
Ah, yes. 14. 14C.
14C. Now it is slightly cloudy.
Hit.
It is very windy. There is nothing to hit. I have accidentally opened Firefox.
Uh-oh.
Kill it.
The missile's been shot.
A missile has been shot. There isn't much to see outside of the fact that you are definitely making your way north over Lucine itself. After a certain point, that becomes clear, and you are heading probably to Mount Lucine, the tallest peak nearby. It is very
It's good
foggy.
thing I have my geography journal with me.
You're not above the clouds, but you are sort of
Wait.
phasing in between and under the...
I didn't get my notebook back, right?
You did not get your notebook back.
Do I lose my notes?
Yeah, for now.
Alright.
For now, you're kind of between a rock and a hard place because you kind of got, like, nothing. So, a little bit weird.
My DM took my notes.
What you can definitely see ahead of you is Mount Lucine, which means that wherever you're going is not the asylum.
Me.
You're on a direct course there. After a short time flying, you begin
Yes,
descending.
air missiles, no shot.
You begin descending upon what clearly is a fortress or palace of some sort. A massive building
Palace.
with beautiful stonework, but very foreboding. Mount Lucine has a very interesting hue, which is a darkish blue. I don't know whatever this color is called. All right, I'm not a color man, but that color.
It's called 28, 243, and 16.
It's definitely incorrect, because that is aggressively green. That's like lime green like this. But I just realized you can't see that on the stream. Hold on. That's like this. So that's wrong. But nice try. After a while, the dragon lands at what appears to be, well, a dock of some sort. You're on a stone balcony. A bunch of men around you, in white and gold uniforms, are moving around, harnessing the dragon, heading it up, until eventually your who's-he-what's-its, your dragon rider, not to be confused with the Dark Souls 2 dragon rider, he's not that fat, hops off, and then eventually opens the back of the cage as the dragon is laid down and tied up with various ropes, cords, and leather who's-he-what's-its. You know how it is. And the dragon rider says, "Out with you!"
Oh,
Come
we're
on,
awake?
I know you're awake. Wake up your friends and get out. He's talking to you specifically, Grouger.
He knows I'm awake.
Yeah.
But I was so stealthy.
What was your stealth roll?
I never rolled one.
Well, see, he rolled a nat 20 on insight, so it didn't matter.
On insight?
Isn't that how that works? Listen, whatever the roll was, it was a nat 20, so I'm giving it to him. So you can just
I
kind
guess
of
fair.
suffer.
You should
So.
roll for stealth to see if you get a nat 20.
Yeah, hold on.
Alright.
I'm about
Okay,
to
all right, fair. No, he's right. He's right. If you get a nat 20, I'll give it to you.
beat that.
Not quite. It looks impressive until you realize it's a 10 plus 9.
What? No.
All right.
Anyway,
Dragon Rider says, "Get out."
get out.
All right. Are you rousing Valera and Luke Cassio?
What am I supposed to? Can I even wake them up? I thought they were magically slept.
I don't know. He's telling you to wake him up.
All right, I'll poke 'em.
All right. Poke Luke Cassio. How hard are you poking him?
Like a medium.
He doesn't wake up.
No, medium rare.
Medium rare? Oh, hold up. Let me redo that. No, he still doesn't wake up.
Burn.
Burn? Okay. After a well done poke, Luke Cassio goes, "What's going on here? Oh gosh, we're in Jersey." Wait, no. Oh no, that was just a dream. This is worse. And the dragon goes, "Out with you. And Luke Cassio is kind of pulled aside by one of the guards. Put in an extra set of manacles and lumbered off. He now has chains between his hands and his legs. And he lumbers off before you. He says, "Where y'all taking me? I'm not down with this. No, this ain't right. No, this ain't right. What's going on here?"
This ain't right.
Alright. Alright. The Dragon Rider persists. Next.
Poke 'em.
Well done,
There.
poke.
Sure. I guess let's just skip that.
Well, yeah. Well done. After 2 well done pokes, Valera's Oh, this isn't good, is it? Out with you. Out. Same deal. Putting manacles. Valera looks like he's about to resist or attempt something, and quickly realizes he has literally nothing at his disposal to assist him. Found in 2
And then
sets of manacles in a while.
disappear.
Uh-huh. Alright, out with you.
I'm gone.
What are you doing?
I guess I get out. I mean,
Okay, you're not trying anything?
I have very few tacos.
Alright, just asking. You're bound in a second set of manacles and led forward. Now, unfortunately, at this point, Valera and Luke Cassio and those other guards are off to who knows where, so I'm putting them in the ether.
Thrown into the ravine.
Thrown into the ravine of I don't want this character yet. And Gradger, you are personally escorted through an extremely large portcullis, which has been opened for you, into a dark, kind of dingy stone room. Not exactly a lovely place to spend the evening. And you're basically immediately shifted and shuffled left, and then taken through a large set of wooden doors reinforced with iron bars and quite a complicated locking mechanism. It opens up and you're taken down a hallway into an area of the map that I haven't made yet. So you're just going to have to use your imagination. It was a long week. I know what it's like in my head, but you'll just have to believe me. So,
Okay.
you are escorted down a large spiral staircase until eventually you are dumped out into a narrow hallway. And then you continue down that hallway for some time. And after a good amount of nothing in this hallway, it opens up substantially into... I guess I will draw this, because this is pretty... I just don't really have the scale yet. But let me make it, because it will be a lot easier to explain that way. We're dumped
Explain that.
into a big circle. Oh gosh, how do I draw a circle? Oh golly. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2.
It would be easier, he said.
It will be easier, because I still don't feel like explaining what this place is. So.
It would be easier, he said. How do I draw a circle?
Don't.
Dumped into a circle on which there are hallways on either direction. You're immediately taken a hallway to the right. You don't even really see what's in the other halls. It's extremely poorly lit, so there isn't really much to see. And then, what's the size? It's really just more like... After a short walk of fairly sizable but dark, dank, and empty cells, you are unceremoniously dumped into a little pod and just pretty much left there.
To rot.
Yep. And the guards that escorted you just continue manning their post. Now, while you were there, you did notice that some of the other guards who you think maybe were also on the balcony. It's difficult to really identify them. They're all wearing black masks, unusually, face masks. They have iron helmets, chain armor over their surcoats, which are golden white, and then they have this unusual black. It's not really a mask, I guess. It's more like a scarf face covering thing. What do you call that? Bandana? I don't know. I don't care. But point
Did
being,
Did they take my helmet?
They definitely took your helmet.
Okay. Did they check my person for the chime of opening? And or my knife?
You basically conceal carry those things, right?
Well, the chime, I don't think they would really have a reason to check it. It just looks like a chime. But the knife is a knife, so I mean, and yeah, I concealed it, but did they check it again?
Alright, well, now that you're asking, they're gonna pat you down at the door.
Come on.
Roll a stealth check. Or a sleight of hand. I don't really know which it would be, honestly.
It's more of a sleight of hand, so
Pick your poison.
19.
Alright, they find neither. Then you are dumped into the cell and left sitting. There isn't much to say, there isn't much to do. You're surrounded by 4 walls and a small wooden bucket. That is what lays before you.
Be in the bucket, be in the bucket. Wait, what the heck? Did I... Okay, interesting.
So, is there anything you would like to do?
Be in the bucket.
That is allowed. And you don't even have to roll for it. I'll just give that one to you.
I don't know, I'll look around.
Well, looking around, there isn't much to see. On the other side of you, across the large hallway, is an identical set of these cells, but all the 3 that you can see are empty. In fact, this entire hallway seemed like it was completely and utterly cleared out. Not really anything going on down here. Pretty
So,
boring.
are there guards on the opposite side, or is it just
There are
ours?
none. There are only guards in front of your cell.
I don't have any questions, Your Honor.
He doesn't have any questions. Arriving shortly afterwards, Brainy, you awake to a dragon rider poking and prodding you from your sleep. Out with you.
Okay.
Hold up, I gotta spawn in more guards. Haven't rendered in yet. Alright.
Whoa.
They appear out of thin air.
You
My
two
render
are,
just is just really low.
you two are escorted further out. Not you two as in you, the both of you. You two as in you also.
Oh,
Couldn't
man.
possibly have guessed.
Yeah,
I'm glad
I
you
know.
clarified.
I know. Yeah, ambiguity and such. You are escorted. It's all very new. If you had to guess, though, this is probably around Mount Lucine. You're in the mountains. It's cold. You're taken indoors, and you're actually led down. You know the deal. I already described it. I'm not describing it again. Same deal. Big staircase, big open, like circular, I guess arena is kind of what it looks like. But, you know, torches on the wall. You are escorted straight ahead.
Oh boy.
And you are placed in a waiting room. So you enter a door just to your right. I guess I have to put the door on. Care about it. You enter a door, which basically is a little break room, it appears to be. Just a couple of tables and chairs, 2 torches on the wall emitting a cool blue light, and not much else going on here. The guards just say, "You're to wait here for questioning."
Okay.
Launch MSI Afterburner. Who does make it?
Did they take any of my stuff?
Yeah, like all of it. Like
Well,
all
they
of
can't
all
take
of
my
your
armor.
weapons. They can't take your armor. They didn't take your armor.
They take the
All of your
binoculars.
weapons, they confiscated.
I don't have any weapons except for the one that's built into my armor, and they
Well,
can't take that.
then they don't have anything. That's
My
just how
homunculus.
it's gonna be.
All
Alright.
right.
And it is now you in this room with as well other guards. Oops. That are in the corner playing cards. So
Huh.
that's about it. And now it's time for our final arrival. Arriving on the back of the Royal Dragon, the Dragon Rider drops off Siobhan at a different point. At this point, the other dragons have cleared out. Siobhan is arriving a little bit later. And the Dragon Rider dismounts, opens,
Turns off the in-flight movie.
turns off the in-flight movie, gives the whole speech, and then says, "My lady, it is time to dismount." And sort of ushers you off, gives you his hand so that you can dismount from the back of the dragon as it lays down.
Thank you.
Follow me, please.
Can I look around as he's taking me? What do I see?
You are on a massive balcony, overlooking the kingdom of Lucine. Below you is a plateau, and where you currently are is the balcony on top of a fairly steep cliff and a massive palace with a visible tower that you can see, with another balcony as well, probably several hundred feet away. Yeah, this place is massive, comedically big, and looks like it's carved straight into the rock and intricately stoneworked from that point onwards. So, quite the sight. But it is also very cold, and that's distracting. So, just be aware. Alright, are you following the Dragon Rider?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, excellent. Dragon Rider leads you through a set of doors, and then eventually...
The guards, what do they look like?
Mostly human, one tiefling. All of their uniforms are pretty much identical. They are what I described before: iron helmet, black face mask, or like a black face covering, a scarf, chainmail as pauldrons drooping over their surcoat, which is a gold and white ornate design. And then, little leather boots. All equipped with spears, as is tradition.
Okay. None of them happen to look like anyone I might have seen before.
Not particularly, no. No elves, no dwarves. There's like the one tiefling guy, but that's about it. Other than that, it's pretty homogenous. Yeah. Oh, that's definitely not how you spell tiefling. Just so you can identify it. Alright. The Dragon Rider of note is in fact a dragonborn. A black dragonborn, to be specific. I guess I'll identify him. Alright. And he says, "My instructions are to have you wait here, my lady."
All right. What exactly is happening?
I am afraid I'm not sure. Though you will be in the company of King Xerxes. So, be on your best behavior.
All right. Thank you.
Return his eyes.
Alright. Some time passes, and after a short while, a tall, thin man opens a set of double doors with a very complicated system of locks. Dragonborn steps aside, and then you're greeted with a very gaunt-looking, like 7-foot tall, pale man. So he's human ? Short gray hair and a thin gray mustache. And he says, "Yes, I have been expecting company. Come in, my lady. I am at your service."
Was the locking mechanism on his side of the door, not mine?
It was.
Okay, cool. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to follow him.
Okay.
And
All right. Yeah, Dragonborn closes the door behind you, and Lawrence quickly begins, not that he's given his name yet, quickly begins to fiddle with the locks, closing it. In addition to the normal lock, it appears that there's some strange mechanism. It's physical, but there's like a glowing gemstone in the center of it. So it's a circular purple glowing orb with a gold ring around it that he's rotating to lock the door. And when that happens, some kind of energy channels through the wood and like it concretes somehow. It's a very strange look.
is there anything I could do to try to like commit what I saw him do to memory?
Yes, I'm gonna write it down.
Okay.
Has gold trim rotates. Gold trim rotates like a safe. That's what I'm trying to think. For visual reference.
Okay. Also, quick question: where is the owl? Where's Luna?
On your shoulder.
Okay, cool.
Just says dead.
No. Right. Let's see if I can find files for. It'll probably get me copyright striked, but what am I gonna do?
Not if I copyright strike you first.
For all of these copyright, and my video is gonna get banned in Bosnia and several other Eastern European countries. All right. Well, Siobhan, you now find yourself inside the most exquisite location. Windows showing you the beautiful view of the city without a callous cold wind. Books upon books stacked upon corners. Beautiful leather couches, upholstery, tapestries, royal goblets. You're in what appears to be a museum of sorts, but also a library and a study. Lawrence says, "This way, my lady." You following Lawrence?
As I pass, I don't know. Do I need to make a perception check or something to see if I like can see some of the titles of the books on the shelves?
Sure, if you would like to do so.
Okay.
50 Shades of Dragonborn.
No.
Okay.
Natural.
Really put the brakes on
A
there.
natural 20.
Uh-huh.
Alright, great.
Here's every book.
No, hold on, now I gotta come up with book titles.
You got one.
No, I'm gonna throw a fun one in here that's gonna make him do a flip flop. But I gotta save that one for last, so I gotta come up with like more dummy titles.
That's a flip flop.
So hold on. Now I gotta make a book title section.
This is from my first moment.
Alright, give me 1 sec. There are 3 books that catch your title, or that catch your eye, because they have strange titles. One of which is just titled Modern Politics. A second was an extremely long-winded one, titled The Decline of the Feudal System in the Industrialized Era. And the third, which actually had an author that you could read, was called Subversion and Conquest by Gregor Katovic. I knew you'd like that one.
And the fourth one just says Roger's Journal.
The first one says The Ravings of a Madman, as published by R.L. Stein.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm not writing that one down.
No, that one's a joke. That's not really there. All right.
Oh, the dog does what?
Now, Lawrence says, apologies, my lady. I believe I failed to introduce myself. I am Lawrence, and I have stated I am at your service.
Um, and that's all well and good, Lawrence. But what exactly would you be serving me for?
Well, madam, you are a guest of the king, and therefore you have any resource that any guest of the king would have. This includes access to the study, access to your own private room, and, of course, room service.
Ah, yes. Of course. Forgive my ignorance.
No apology necessary.
But by chance, would we be able to get some food and fresh clothing?
Yes, it will be no problem at all, lady. Fresh clothes are await you in your room, and food is on its way.
Oh,
If they are not to your liking, you can make any requests, and I will see what I can fetch.
all right. Thank you.
This way, please. I'll show you to your room. Alright, you're escorted through a little nook of what appear to be several small chairs in a little circle. A discussion room, perhaps. Then to a hall with sets of armor lining the walls, weapons behind glass cases. You see a dining room behind you with an incredibly long, probably 20 or 30-foot table, just with chairs lined all the way down, and of course a head and a foot of the table. And you are led. Am I taking you to the right place? Yes.
Any paintings or anything on the walls or no?
No. There is notably no art of that kind here. Alright, Lawrence takes you through a door into a fairly large hallway. In the middle of the first door on the right, he says, "This will be your room for the duration of your stay, madam." And he motions for you to enter first.
Mhm.
Alright. Upon entering your room, you notice that you have two massive wardrobes, a beautiful bed with upholstered sheets, a bed frame that also has a funny little top part and embellishments across the top, a gold beading lining the walls, fresh sets of clothes upon the bed. Madam, will there be any accommodations required for your pet? Is it house trained, shall we say?
Yes, she is. Just if I could have like something that she could perch on, that would be good.
Yes, madam, I will look around and ask to see what I can come up with.
And Lawrence,
Yes.
the person who. So I'm a guest of King Xerxes. By chance, do I get to? Will I be meeting him today?
Yes, madam, but I'm afraid he is quite busy for the time being, but you should see him this evening for dinner.
You said I can explore in the meantime?
Yes, madam, the rooms which are not accessible to you will be... Well, it will be obvious what you cannot explore as there will be guards posted. But, yes, the facility is not much in use now, although should the Queen make an appearance, then I would hope that you would be accommodating.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Now please get settled, and I will make to see what I can get for a perch. Alright, Lawrence dashes off. Now I gotta post my guards in the funny areas where you're not allowed to go yet.
You cannot yet enter this area.
We're gonna assume there's a place for her to shower. 'Cause-
Yeah, it's like in the back. The other rooms are locked, but then there's a separate, like, bathing area. I'll just make that. Hold up. Somebody did think about it. His name, me. Who? There, now you can go clean up. Such a gracious host. Alright, so are you doing that?
Yes.
Excellent. You'll have fun in there. And in the meantime, I think I have some some arranging to do. Back in the dungeon, there's an interesting development. Suddenly hear a very loud set of footsteps approaching from the left, the area where you were escorted in. Heavy thuds and clinking of chainmail armor.
Oh man.
Hold on, the hero forge is low.
He has such a way with words.
Not here yet. Steps slowly approach.
His steps sound like that he's just standing in one spot.
No, finally.
Raising and lowering his leg.
No. Finally,
Suddenly, he
arrives.
teleports into view.
Suddenly, standing before you, just put it here, is a hulking mass of a man, likely 8 feet tall. Oh yeah, I'll put that away. What? Oh, they got. Whoa! It's just a horse.
And he turned into a horse.
He turned into a horse.
Whoa!
Kinda
Whoa!
All right.
Turned myself into a horse, Morty.
A hulking man stands before you in full military garb and says, "So you have been causing some trouble."
Me? No, sir.
I'm not so certain of that answer. But lucky for you, I won't be the one doing your interrogation. Although, you may prefer that I would have done it with you. Well, some things are better left unsaid. Enjoy your silence. There will be reckoning.
If only I had a helmet that could heat up a certain body part.
And he walks away slowly.
And I could give it to him,
Good.
and he could be melted.
Give it to him and he could be melted. Alright, checking in the Feywild. What's going on over here? It's a windy day.
Airline food.
It's about afternoon. Vesper is on his way, making the journey with the assistance of the Raven. Is there anything you want to do, Malachi?
So I'm going to take some time. Sorry, wrong accent.
That is very incorrect. Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Settle into it.
Right. I'm going to take some time, and I suppose can I talk to Rain and Raven just a little bit?
You may.
Raven.
Yeah.
While we're here preparing for our leg of the mission, once the others get here, can you tell me just a little bit more about yourselves? Perhaps, how did you end up in the army or the militia?
Well, there isn't much to tell for me, or perhaps too much, so I'll let Rain go first. Oh, thanks. My story's an odd one. I was a brawler. Terrabor was pretty good. They threw me to the lions, thought it would be funny, and I won. And from there, my reign of terror began. And yeah, I killed a lot of people, won a lot of money, ended up winning too much money when I started betting on myself. Thought I could I thought I could get away from this gang of thugs. I thought I could con them, and long story short, I couldn't. So I had to get out of Dodge. So I did. And I didn't really know what else to do other than fight. And apparently the thugs filed a complaint, and I became wanted by Lucine. So, and then I heard there were people fighting Lucine. So that was a pretty easy choice.
So you fight with us, but do we have your allegiance?
For now. All I can really promise.
Well, Rain, I can certainly respect your maneuverability. I personally appreciate people who have a sort of slipperiness of mind. However, I have to tell you that this is more than just about fighting for me and for my friends. Our lives depend on this, and so I will not hold it against you. I hope that perhaps at some point it becomes more than a job. But I do value and appreciate the contribution that you'll be making to our group.
I mean, I'm not exactly getting paid, so I don't know if you can call it a job. But sure. I could be making a lot more money just fighting on the Juscal. But it's
Well-
freaking cold up there.
Well,
Also, I really don't like the whole Lucine thing. Or that
Well-
gang.
I will say this. It may not be profitable now, and it is quite the long game, but at the end, there's certainly rewards to be had.
Sure. Like what, though?
And
63 cents.
I just pat her on the shoulder and turn to Raven. And you?
What exactly did you want to know?
Well, how came you to be here?
It's a really long story.
Well, we're waiting for people to show up.
Must I? Not something I enjoy talking about.
Well, I won't pressure you.
Good.
But if the time does,
Pressure you, but do say.
but if the time does come where you feel like you want to share, please know that you can.
Good to know.
And then I'll go back over to FS.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say, I am absolutely agitated, just waiting. Things seem to not be going well with Roger's party. I am very much concerned. I would like to take my mind off of things. How would you feel about learning another spell?
Oh, that'd be great, sir.
All right. What have I taught you thus far?
Hold on, sir. I need to check my D&D Beyond page.
Yes,
You
please.
just said spell book.
Please check your spell book. What a curious name you've given to it. D&D Beyond page.
Well, you taught me that light spell. That's pretty useful. And I think I've got a good grasp on the whole messaging thing.
Yes.
I don't think I'm as good at it as you are, but
Malachi's the best at texting. That's what I called it.
Try it.
You should see some of the texts he sends me.
Don't want to see this. Don't want to see this.
Try it, please. Keep listening. Well, how about I teach you something that's a little more in the way of offense.
oh,
This is a gun.
I'll teach you this. It is my favorite. It's one of my favorite spells.
9mm.
How do you like to learn Ray of Frost?
Whoa.
Aluminum.
that one sounds hard.
Yes, it really does. It just requires confidence.
It requires a lot of intelligence and muscle. Malachi flexes.
all of which you possess. All right, what do we roll for teaching?
What level is Ray Frost a cantrip?
It is a cantrip.
Then that's easy. Just roll. What do you roll? Arcana. Classic.
I got 10.
Oh, he's a hero.
It was a 5. I just have a high Arcana.
I got a 14.
Okay. All right. You guys make a little bit of progress. FS seems to understand the mechanics of it, but not so much understand the execution. Ray of Frost components, verbal somatic material. What do we got? Hit me.
It is just verbal and somatic.
It's verbal and somatic. It's something about the hand motion. He's not having a problem with the words, and you can verify that, Malachi. He's not doing the flick of the wrist. Like it's off. It's wrong. It's not right. He's got to feel it out. So it's been about. Yeah.
So when you speak the words, thrust your hand forward, but keep your fingers evenly splayed.
Of course.
Right. Roll to keep your fingers evenly splayed.
I'm rolling, keep my fingers evenly splayed. I got.
That's better. That's better. You keep your fingers evenly splayed, and you go Ray of Frost, which is the canonical thing you say when you cast Ray of Frost. You go Ray of Frost, and a little spew of ice comes out, but stops like 6 inches after. It's like a little, and then it's just done. But you did do it, so now you just got to practice it.
Woo! Pogger's face on.
Yep. All right.
That was excellent. That was very, very excellent. You see, as you tap into the arcane forces, whatever you do, it's to allow yourself to be a conduit of that power. So focus on that.
Of course.
Perfect.
I'm gonna keep practicing this.
Yeah, keep
Yes.
practicing.
If you don't mind, I need to very quickly check in on Roger.
All right, for the sake of convenience, we're going to say that was about an hour. So now it's
Mhm.
like mid-afternoon. After you've had your little fun session, he's going to go practice in the yard because no magic indoors. Whatever, I don't care. If you want to be a bad parent, you can let him freeze all the furniture.
I love when D&D Beyond rolls a 1 on API check.
You're my favorite. All right, so checking in with Groucher with ascending.
Mhm.
Hold up, I just got a message from the state of North Carolina.
Starting a row for a new Groucher message. What do we
You're
got?
15 feet away from your current location.
I think they're probably closer than that. Unless he's not on the ground floor.
I see. Okay. Message from North Carolina.
Am I supposed to say something?
Yeah, I was asking if you're going to compose your message to Groucher.
Yeah. Let me do that. I forgot. I thought it was just.
There's no freebies.
Okay. So, is this the same day?
Yes.
July 16th.
Yes.
Okay.
It's
Perfect.
afternoon now instead of morning.
All right. So I'm going to say.
Good scratch.
Roger.
Uh-huh.
Please update. Do we need to?
The attack on the Wookiees.
All right. So, Roger, please update. How are you and your group?
Anything else?
All right. Just, and then I'll say, by the way, who were you traveling with?
All right. Better.
That's bad. Over.
Okay.
Wouldn't that be crazy? All right, so not good.
Oh, no.
And then
It's an
what
autofill. No, Go on,
what
you're fine.
it's Shaban, Rainy, Valaire?
Yeah.
I kept thinking Voltaire. Luke
That's all.
Cassio, the greatest warrior. I said that.
I know you did.
Smart fella. I almost said the other one. And is that everyone? Yeah, myself. Duh. All right, that was 7.
That was 19 words. Not good. Siobhan, Rainy, Valera, Luke Ashley, the greatest warrior, smart fella, and is that everyone? Yeah, myself. Duh.
Okay, I guess
19.
you can clip that. I don't have my book, so I have to remember these things.
Yeah.
I think you could get I don't have my book, so, and then it would cut off. Sorry.
Yeah.
I guess this would be. I've already said that. That's what I sent. I was looking at it. I thought I had extra words, but I didn't say anything then.
Yeah. Okay, his response was 25 words anyway. You ran out.
Mm-hmm.
Want to use another 5 minutes? You could. Talk to him. But
Yeah, I'll take another quick 5 minutes, and I'm going to ask. Describe your surroundings. Where are they keeping you? Who have you seen?
Gray walls. A nub. Question?
You just ask what were the questions?
questions were: describe your surroundings. Where are they keeping you? Who have you seen?
And also do what you, and then I'm also going to say do what you can to stay alive.
I have seen a couple of guys dressed weird. What is possibly an executioner night. And like 3 dragons. Is this thing on?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Right,
Taps
that's
Mike.
People respond to, are they talking out loud?
No, it's all psychological.
warfare.
Okay. So I'm just going to I think we said canonically this is me writing these things out.
Okay. Yep.
So I'm just gonna close my book and I'm can I ask Vitrus if he has a map of the Feywild?
Did he show you?
We already
one
got that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he give it to me or no?
I don't know.
I think he laid it out on a table and pointed at stuff. And
Can I
that's
take some
that.
time to memorize it then?
Yeah, or he can just give it to you.
Okay.
That.
And I think we're good. We're just waiting for the rest of the army to show up.
All right. Cool. Speaking of which, I'm definitely gonna get copyright strike now, but it's worth it.
It's over.
It's definitely
GG,
worth
guys.
it. I almost accidentally left the chat.
Alright, don't say anything important because this part of the video is going to get muted.
I'm on my way.
Yeah, because
Tag
they
that.
won't. We can say whatever we want because this is gonna be taken out.
Yeah. You're picking up your stuff. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it at that. I just had to convey that. All right.
Same way.
Because yeah, it's really worth it. Like they could kill me and steal my pancreas, and I'd be like, "Oh, it's for the bit." You don't understand.
And they'll go, I didn't know you'd chill like that.
Now then, UMG Universal Music Group is gonna go. You know that 3-hour video you posted? So all of it is ours, and we're actually gonna kill you in real life. We know where you live.
We're gonna
We're gonna put
put ads every 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's gonna be like, you bastards.
You know what's even crazier? This part is also gonna be taken out.
Yeah.
We're saying that they're gonna do it.
Yeah. I don't care though. They can suck it. All right. So anyway, the crew is rolling out. Malik and Danuk take charge, round some people up. But then, as Vesper is helping organize the mass exodus, Malik says, "We have a bit of a problem. Infernus is missing."
He does that.
Is that It's normal for him to see wander off.
Yes, but normally he's back within 24 hours. And he's not.
Okay.
Exactly.
I mean, we can try to send out people to look for him. Maybe we should ask the Raven. He seems to have literal eyes in the sky.
That's what I was going to suggest, yes. I'm a little concerned. I'm sure he's fine. I'm a little bit more worried about whatever he's doing. He has tendencies. Alright. And, I guess the Raven... How do you get the Raven's attention? He's probably just, like, flying around.
Yo, I got this.
Probably
I
not
can
even
probably just
bothered.
I can just fly up
Alright.
and either gesture for him to land, or I can talk to him up there,
Alright.
depending on if he can hover or not.
Oh, he can hover, so which one do you want to do?
How noisy is it up there? Would we be able to hear each other?
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's a little windy, but it's nothing like crazy.
All right, I'll fly up and
Alright.
say, we're looking for a sort of scraggly man. He seems to have wandered off. He likes to set fires, I believe. So,
That would explain the fire we've seen in the northwest. That's not good. He's burning valuable land if that was his hand.
all right. Great, wonderful, cool.
There is a problem. This I wanted to speak to you about. And this seems to confirm my concerns that it is not a natural occurrence. That fire could easily get out of control. If I am to take care of it, I will not be able to have my birds escort you. Meaning you will have to fend for yourselves while we protect the forest. Are you able to do this?
I think we should be able to handle ourselves. We've got quite a few men.
Very well. Travel cautiously. We will tend to the fire and round up your scraggly man. Keep
Thank
him
you.
under control. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
We will have words.
And he flies away. I could have just done that and I wouldn't get copyright claim, but you know.
I'll return to Malik
Alright.
and say, well, they haven't seen him, but they've seen the fires he started. And unfortunately, they're going to have to take care of that while we make our way south without their assistance. So
But he's still willing to help us.
he's going to handle the fire, and then I think he'll meet us down there.
Then I'm not concerned. We can handle ourselves, but I was worried that his temperament would change. But if that's not the case, then that's fine.
I don't think he's happy, but
If he's not angry at me or you, we can deal with Infernus. But it might not be a comfortable confrontation.
okay.
Let's keep moving.
Let's.
And away they go. I'm juggling a lot of scenes. Look at me. Alright, Siobhan, you have just finished cleaning up and are now heading. Well, where are you heading now that you finished cleaning up, actually? Siobhan? No, is he asleep?
Ah!
Oh,
He's muted.
Muted.
Meanwhile.
So,
Hold on, Nick posted a funny. Everyone postpone everything.
This
This
is
is
like
Roger.
half an hour ago.
Yeah, but I didn't see it until now. That's funny.
right. So,
That was when you were describing the living quarters of where Siobhan is
Yeah.
and how nice it is.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Alright.
right. So, she's sort of going to wander through the halls,
Okay.
kind of just looking around. She's not definitely trying to find the others, but it's like in the back of her mind. She's not, because she's not even sure if they're here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, wandering around, just taking in your surroundings as to what I haven't described. There's this sort of armor and weapon hall in front of the guest rooms. There's another nook of guest chairs. There's a staircase down that's being guarded by men. There's a set of double doors that's also being guarded by men, locking off access to who knows what. The foyer is exceptionally large with more couches and tapestries. The dining room is a beautifully long table with tapestries lining the back wall as well as royal banners. And then over here is the study with books and the other chairs that I described. And some of the ornamental, smaller, like glass pieces, like an ornamental knife. And but actually, it is here that you see what appears to be a priest talking to Lawrence. Do you want to be seen, or do you want to, because seems like you're having a pretty involved conversation.
So yeah, I'm going to try to not exactly be seen, I guess.
All right, roll for stealth. And I'm going to check somebody's passive.
Nope, don't worry about it.
It's mine.
All right. Mr. Priest, you seem to spot a young elf girl looking over in your direction in your private conversation. Would you like to do anything? She's pretty far away, so she's probably not a threat. Or would you just like to continue your conversation?
I think the conversation must be continued.
All right, then let us continue the conversation.
All right.
All right. So you, Mr. Priest, are talking to, of course, the head butler, or royal servant, as he is formally called, Lucine, who says, I am, of course, greatly sorry that you've been called at such little notice, but I assure you it is an urgent matter.
How far away from me are they?
40 feet.
Were the library books around there?
Yeah.
Can I walk about 10 feet, but like looking at the bookshelves?
Looking at the books, yep, of course. Lawrence glances over, but then continues and says, well, it's not quite an issue. The reality of the situation is that new information has come up and your assistance is wanted in the investigation. We don't have all the details, but regardless, Xerxes wants every good ace up his sleeve to be deployed. This is very much a high priority task. Are you up for it, sir?
I'm using open mind, by the way.
You're using what?
I'm opening my mind to kind of hear their thoughts.
Okay. Didn't you have to roll for that? Did you have to roll for that to not be overwhelmed, or is it a different thing?
Yeah, no, it is. I'm about to roll.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember which thing I have to. Alright, so I have to beat a 14. Okay. A wisdom save. Oh, nope. Failed. 13.
Okay. Too much. All right. Lawrence is overwhelming you with the amount of thoughts that are rattling in his head, and there's a number of things that he's cycling through at lightning speed. This man is incredibly intelligent. He pretty much overwhelmed anything you were getting from the priest, so you have no idea what's going on with that man. All you heard in your head was Lawrence's ramblings, and you couldn't filter it out. You have no idea how that man filters through all those thoughts. But Lawrence continues. So is that something you would be able to do for us?
How much time do you require?
I hope
These
not
excursions are taking too much.
I'm aware, sir, and I do not like that you are being perturbed from your duties either. I respect your sacraments greatly and your contributions. But it is my honest hope, as I do not have much information on the matter, that this can be resolved within a day. But being that we are dealing with a highly sensitive situation, it may evolve to much more. Now, I have ensured that contingency is arranged such that your duties can continue in your stead. You name a trusted replacement, and we can ensure that. We have some lined up as well. And then he pulls out a list of people in your liturgy.
I'm gonna stop him here.
Okay.
And then,
How much of this could I hear? I got an 18 perception to listen in.
Probably all of it.
Okay.
I'm stopping him here,
Okay.
and I'm looking at Siobhan,
Okay.
and I look back at Lawrence.
So it's your call as to whether you want to do something. We aren't talking about highly sensitive matters, but
Yes, we are. We shall. Let's find somewhere a little more.
well, I will show you to your room, sir. This is all very
Private.
well. Yes. To give you some of the finer details, it is likely best that someone else.
As I pass Siobhan,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna flick a silver at her.
Alright, Lawrence,
Right in her
continues.
eye.
I'm sure we'll get a full briefing, but not from myself. I don't think Xerxes will be making an appearance to this evening, but you will be dining with him. That is the hope. He will be filling you in, but other details are to come from. And then it fades away for Siobhan. Other details are to come from, of course, you know who. And the person he is talking about is probably, from your experience, the leader of the military. Whose name I have written down somewhere. Where is he? I guess I could just... Lionel Reinhardt. That's the guy. He's the man. Alright, and Lawrence escorts into the room and says, Sir, all is ready for you. This is where you shall spend this evening. I hope it is to your liking. If anything is out of place, please just let me know.
Thank you.
Indeed. And as I said, I believe it's best that you instead meet with Lionel. From what I've heard, he is in the dungeon inspecting the goods. But I should simply let it come from his mouth, not mine. So I pick up a lot of things, but some things perhaps I shouldn't even know. So I will leave the briefing officially with him. Good day, sir.
And Lawrence,
Yes, sir.
that girl by the books.
From what I understand, sir, she is a part of it, though I do not understand how. And Xerxes clearly does not see her as a threat, as he is a guest, as are you. I don't understand, and he's after he says that, he gives you like a bewildered look, like, I don't understand it myself. But I am not one to question a king.
Thank you.
Yes. Now feel free to talk to her. You are both here for the evening, so if you have any questions. But I would recommend you not speak to her before you speak to Lionel, who should be on his way shortly. And then Lawrence heads out. And,
1 sec.
do you say 1 sec?
It sounded like his phone is ringing.
Ah. What a fool. Well,
The number you're trying to call cannot be reached.
what that means is we're just gonna have Reinhardt walk in with his guards, his Dragonborn rider, and Siobhan will probably see him, and he'll just walk straight past her without even acknowledging her, and talk Intraconic to his Dragonborn rider as they continue forward. And after a while, he's just gonna kind of look around the room, scouring it, and then just pretty abruptly yell out, "What is? Okay, hold up. What is your priestly title, sir?
Mine?
Your priestly title, yes. He's about to name drop you. You a clergyman? Are you a bishop?
Church.
Well, my last name's Sable.
I'm gonna make you a bishop. Congratulations.
I feel like Bishop might be a little too high, though.
A little too high. Well then,
Yeah,
the clergyman.
Yeah, that's fine.
All
Yeah,
right.
just call him Clergyman Sable.
All right, great. Lionel Reinhardt yells out, "Clergyman Sable, be here? I was told he was here. I'm uncertain.
Is it like Brother Sable?
I'm coming out.
I mean, yeah, but he goes by clergyman.
Mm.
Clergyman
That's
Sable.
me.
That is your title, yes.
Yes.
I'm sorry I'm not too familiar with the sacraments of Torm. My apologies. But I understand that you are an incredibly deductive man. We may be in need of your services. Come, we'll meet in your room. Guards, here. And they lock each side
Surely.
of the door. Alright, and he takes you in. Says, the situation, frankly, is difficult for me to understand. Details are scattered and inconsistent, but essentially, we believe that it has something to do with Malachi de Lumiere and the sorcerers of Mayhem. Roll a history check.
Oh. But of course. 18.
Alright. Well, obviously you know who the sorcerers of Mayhem are. They're trouble. You've heard horror stories about what they've done to the populace, and you've quite enjoyed hunting many of them down and dealing with them with your methods. But Malachi de Lumiere is also a name you're familiar with, and from what you've heard, he's the worst of the worst. So the fact that you're being called in for this is big. This is huge. You haven't had a hunt like this in a long time. So if Lionel's putting you on this, something's really serious. You're pretty sure that you dealt with quite a serious chunk of the sorcerers of Mayhem. So this is a shock to hear to you.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. And he continues. Apparently, there was a group of insurgents that infiltrated the former de Lumiere household, now run by, I don't even know who, some distant cousin bumble idiot. They were caught, and in one of their journals, I don't remember, Roger was his name or something, half-elf, was written a misspelled version of Malachi's name, which led to
This entire
a
time it's just not
formal
him.
inquiry.
It's just somebody else.
Now, apparently there are details even I do not know about this. Allegedly, some of those details died with Miserum. This is also a name that you're very familiar with. You hated Miserum because he was bordering necromancy, and that was no good. So he was a rat. And Lionel goes, and unfortunately, as is tradition, Miserum withheld information, and the fool died with it. The good news...
Spellbook that they now have.
The good news is that Belos has some additional information and context, as well as a lead. You are also very familiar with Belos. He's creepy. Don't know whether you like him or not, but he's a little court jester, and he's creepy. Lionel says, so, that lead should be coming in shortly, and I hope to be briefed by Xerxes, as frankly, I don't appreciate the chain of command being violated by these wizard pompous jackasses. So.
Yes. Send him to my room.
Yes, we will do so when he arrives, although he did not respond to the invitation. Belos did say that the lead would be arriving, but I don't know exactly what that means, and I'm not too excited to find out. Unfortunately, I'm stuck here for dinner, as are you, so both of our times are being wasted. But in the meantime, what we do have is 3 prisoners downstairs that can be interrogated. I haven't bothered. I don't have much information, so I have decided to play it slowly. Unfortunately, I don't like daylight burning. So, given that you have been called into this assignment, I will do something rare, and do not take this lightly. I will defer to you. I have been told of your reputation, and I have full faith in you to complete this assignment. So I'm going to stay out of your way. If you need information from me, I can give you what I have. Otherwise, it's going to be your call as to how this interrogation is going to work. You have lots of leads, including apparently that little girl. So wherever you want to start, start.
Well, I appreciate it. I would love to start with you, though.
That's acceptable.
What do you know of the group?
They began as a group of insurgents led by Malik de Lumiere, which I'm sure you know. At some point, allegedly, well, not allegedly, they changed tactics. Allegedly, their leadership changed as well. Some of our sources say that Malachi de Lumiere became their leader instead, with his own group of specialized insurgents. There are also a separate series of events, including an attack on the Lucine Asylum and a guard being killed in Königsberg, whatever that backwater port town is, and we're starting to think that they're linked. Belos says that his lead will tie everything together, and said we don't need to bring on an investigator. And I said,
Yes,
screw
well-
Belos. Well, exactly. So I would at least like to have someone doing a correct procedure instead of bypassing everything and hand-waving it. And with Miserum dead, I'm not taking any chances, because clearly whoever did this hit is organized, and I wouldn't be surprised if the rumors were true and it is the sorcerers of Mayhem. If they have a resurgence, it needs to be quashed, and of course, who's a better man for that job? So, essentially what we have is 3 events with scattered witnesses. The attack on the asylum, which is the most pressing to Xerxes, as a dragon was released on Mizrum's death. Mizrum, of course, is
No.
being blamed for that. He's a fool. And then the killing in Königsberg is a minor thing, but it's an event that can tie the others together. And then, of course, there's a changing in tactics where Malik's army magically disappears without a trace, and all of a sudden our farmland stops being burned. So, from what I recall, there was only one witness to the killing of this low-level guard in Königsberg, and I think it was said that it was some dwarf that stabbed him to death or something with an axe. I don't know. I don't have the details. Apparently, we can't produce that witness because we're all incompetent here today. But that's outside of my jurisdiction. What I
This
do
is
know
normal.
yeah, I'm aware. I can only control what I can control. Point being, though, that witness saw a dwarf and allegedly saw Circus, who may or may not have seen and is now an enemy of the state.
Hell yeah.
Well, was an enemy of the state before she was killed.
Yes, I
Oh,
seem to
no.
recall hearing about that. A terrible shame.
Yes. That's the other thing that worries me. Belos wasn't being honest with me. He said he had a surprise. I'll tell you exactly what he said to me. He said that he had a surprise and that his lead would tie everything together, and that's what I was told. That lead allegedly arrives tonight. I don't even know if Xerxes knows about this. It's entirely possible. Belos has his ear. So I'm sure that Xerxes does know. I just don't appreciate being left out of the know. But I was authorized to bring you on. Regardless of how this plays out, even if the investigation becomes a simple 1-2 cleanup, you're still going to be the lead man for this operation. This group needs to be exterminated. You know what?
Yes. I appreciate the vote of confidence. Do you happen to know where Belos is now?
No, the slippery bastard just said that he wouldn't be here. So, you could ask
Surprise.
Xerxes, but he's also not here. He's arriving... Well, I was told that he'll be here, but that he has a meeting before dinner. And then our dinner with... Apparently the queen is going to make an appearance and actually sit at the table. That'd be interesting.
Must be a terribly exciting occasion.
Certainly, and exciting for me is, well, anywhere but here. But I can't complain, I've had a good week. Campaigns have been going successfully. That whole business with the flying boats is calming down. They've been diverted. So, we're actually poised to make some moves. That's going to start happening soon. But
Truly wondrous to hear.
I know. I've been waiting so long. Things are finally falling into place. But I can only control my sphere. So, here are the names of the prisoners. The one we have the most intel on is Grader. I was close. The others, not sure. Minor players, not too worried. One that we're uncertain of that we would love you to get a read on is... Can you read that name? And it's Rainy. It's Rainy.
It's pretty.
What's the full name?
Jacob, help.
Rainan Strauss Perdalen Verthissa Thurgiesh.
Yeah. Lionel just points and goes, I don't know how the hell to read that. But apparently a member of...
Can I roll performance to figure it out?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
I got a 14.
You can probably follow your way through it. Give it your best bet.
Yes, a very interesting name it is. I will look into this character.
Well, she's being held separately from the others currently in just one of the guards' rooms. If you want to start there, that's the biggest unknown piece of this puzzle.
Yes, I will start somewhere. Thank you for stopping by.
Yes. I'm going
And-
to get some work done before this dinner party.
Yes. And I'm gonna start pushing them out, and
Yep,
I'm gonna
yep.
go. I'm going to see if I can find, Siobhan.
Alright, well, are you still in the study, Siobhan?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, Lionel makes his way out with his two guards, not paying you any mind. Begins speaking in Draconic again on his way out. All of a sudden, he's... Oof. And I throw him over the cliff in case I need him later. Right. Well, Clergyman Sable, Siobhan is still in the study.
Yeah. She has a massive headache. She's not going anywhere right now.
Hello.
Oh, hi. Here. You dropped this earlier.
That's for you. It's nice to see a fresh face around. So,
Thank you. Who are you? If you don't mind me asking.
yes, my name is... Hold on. Tom Sable. You can just call me Sable. The things I wanted to ask you about... There's been some recent activities around, and I've been tasked with investigating, and somebody pointed me in your direction.
Oh, I'd love to be of use to you, but like I told the people before, I was just traveling with my uncle, so I don't know how much information I'd be able to give you.
Would you like to roll Insight, Sable? And Siobhan, would you like to roll Deception? You should also reload your sheet, because I redid some important little things about it.
Mine?
Yeah.
Sure. Reloaded.
Yep. That's actually, that's gonna be tough to beat them.
What is it? Insight?
Yep.
What the fuck?
I told you I want a very specific thing. She's lying, and she's good at it. She's really good at it. But you know that she is not telling the truth. And her tell is that she can't quite hold eye contact with you.
So you're traveling with your uncle. What's... I'm sorry, I don't think I've caught your name yet.
It's Siobhan.
Okay, Siobhan. So, I was also told that we have some very special guests. Would you like to meet them?
Um, at this point, can I try to open my mind again?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
All right. What are you thinking, Sable?
Sable is in his head? I don't trust this one. There's too many oddities between this one and the ones we've just gotten.
Mr. Sable, when you say guests, do you mean people who are going to be at the dinner tonight?
That is beyond my knowledge. They might, perhaps. They might not.
Well, that sounds just a little bit cryptic. I think I should just go to my room if you don't mind.
Well, let me just probe one more question then.
Right? But
Do you recognize these names? And then I'll list, like, Groger,
Yep.
fucking,
Rainy
the other
whatever.
ones. Yeah.
The whole goof troop.
yes, is he here?
You're just asking me if he's here?
Roger, that's my uncle.
Oh, your uncle's Groger.
Yes.
He's definitely not. But this
And
is
you're
interesting.
asking me if he's here? My little Siobhan, I thought you were traveling with him.
I was separated from him. That's how I got here.
Oh, how dreadful.
Now keep in mind, Sable knows full well where Groger is. He knows the standard operating procedure, and it is clear that Siobhan doesn't know where Groger is. She isn't lying about that.
Standard procedure for non-standard specimen.
Okay.
Well, if he's not, but you know where he is, can you just... Well,
What?
I don't...
Well, if I find him, is there somewhere I should send him?
To the morgue.
A place to reach out to you?
Well, if he is, like you said, if he's a guest, then hopefully I'll see him at the dinner tonight. If not, then well, I just hope he's all right.
Yes, me too.
And
Nothing's worse than family being separated.
It's creepy.
And that's actually I do agree with that. I don't have either of my parents really, so I understand what you mean. But if you don't mind me, I'll just go back to my room. Thank you for the conversation.
Anytime.
Also, Mr. Sable,
Yes.
the robes you're wearing, what are they from?
They're from a while ago when I joined a monastery of sorts to find who I truly am.
And did you?
Well, I'd like to think so.
Was it what you expected?
Perhaps better.
Well,
I'm gonna turn and I'm gonna head to the dungeon.
Okay. All right. Siobhan retires to her room. Is that correct?
no.
No. What does Siobhan do?
I'm gonna start walking around
Okay.
because now I kind of think that perhaps Roger might be around.
Okay. Lawrence is actually a little Lawrence. Get him right. I think Gradger might. Oh, unfortunately, scanning around, there's still the 2 guards guarding the door and the staircase. You're not sure where they lead. Then there's your common area that you've been to. Everything else is actually very open. The only other thing you haven't been to is the balcony that you saw on the way.
Can I go to the balcony then?
You may. It is, in fact, still cold, still windy. Skies are growing dark now, as it's early evening. And, yeah.
I'm going to talk to Luna. I'm going to look around for.
Luna was about to speak to you, so great.
I'm going to look around to see if anybody's watching.
Yep. No one is watching.
Of course, we do speak psychically anyway, but.
Yes.
Luna, I'm absolutely terrified.
Don't worry, darling. Everything is all right. This sable won't be a problem. Not for you, anyway.
Well, I feel like you've said things like this before, and I've always been able to trust you, but this is. I mean, Xerxes is here.
My dear, this is your first real challenge. You've trusted me thus far, and that I thank you for. This is now a time where trusting me will really count for something. But I will not lead you astray. I assure you, nothing bad will come of you. I have connections here.
Alright, I do feel a little better.
Just wait until you meet my favorite person.
I thought that was your favorite person.
Huh?
What?
Huh?
What?
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 I didn't understand what you said.
Oh, Siobhan quietly said, I thought I was your favorite person.
Well, she says, well, yes, dear, but my favorite person here. You're going to love her. Alright, are you walking back inside?
Can I just look over the side of the castle? I want to see if I can tell how many floors there are.
It's difficult to tell. It looks like there's at least 1 floor below you that has some windows, but then from there it just goes straight into the rock. So
And
at least 2 floors.
Direction, from where I am, what's the directions? Would I be able to see where I came from, like Lucine?
Oh yeah, you came from this balcony over here, which is on the west. North of you is the peak of Mount Lucine, which you can see above the tower where you are, which looks largely decorative. Ceilings are pretty tall in that large foyer. And then south of you is the kingdom of Lucine.
Okay, so the Delumiere property would be what?
The Delumiere property would be yonder. I don't know if you can see my cursor.
Yeah,
Like
I can.
way further down.
So she can't really tell.
No, it rolls into fields, and then from there it's not super easy. Roll perception. You might be able to see it. It would just be pretty small.
Entree. And
No, you can't quite see it. You know it has to be there somewhere because you have a pretty good lay of the land and you know that your flight path was generally, but you just can't see it. It's there somewhere.
okay, well, what are the robes that I'm wearing now look like? What do they look like now?
Like a light lavender, a little lavender dress. Very simple, but very expertly woven.
Okay.
Go back inside.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Meanwhile, Sable has finally made his way down the staircase. Long staircase. And who did you want to go for first?
Wait, who's done here?
Rainy and Groucher and Luke and Valer. Luke and Valer, you were told, are probably like whatever targets, but Groucher and Rainy here, big players. Rainy's the most unknown.
Yes. Well, I think we start with Grodger.
All right. Sable, you make your way down, trotting along at a steady pace. Guards form up after slacking a little bit, and in front of you is a small, 5-foot something, half elf male, very nondescript, black hair, black clothes, which are in okay shape, not terrible considering his surroundings. And what do you look like? Describe for Grodger.
A taller, skinnier man with a shitty pedo almost stash.
I got
Almost, not there yet, but like borderline, you know?
Yeah.
We got that vibe.
Thanks. That's what I was going for.
I'm gonna take the screwdriver out.
I just thought I thought he was just being awkward. I didn't think I was supposed to get those vibes.
Siobhan was so creeped out.
So he's supposed to be like he looks almost shady and at the same time very like trustworthy.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No.
Hello.
Hi.
What is your name, my friend? I'm Sable.
I'm Grudger. You'll never take me alive.
This man thinks he's really funny.
I
You can
don't
tell.
even need the insight check.
You don't need the insight check. This guy thinks he's hilarious.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Grodger.
Mark, I'm gonna have to try a different technique.
So it seems I've already met an acquaintance of yours. Is it niece or nephew? It'd be niece.
It'll be niece,
Fuck.
yeah.
Your niece stopped me up just upstairs.
I've been looking everywhere for her when I wasn't in this jail.
Roll for performance.
Yes.
I'm really good at those. That's the wrong one.
I'm not even gonna make you. Well, technically roll.
No, it's 14.
What am I rolling?
Roll insight. Go ahead. You can take it.
16.
This man is not only a bad actor. He clearly. Well, Grodger, do you care about Siobhan?
Yeah.
No. I've never said that name. I just said you're.
No, I know. I'm just asking.
Do I care about my niece? I do care about my niece.
All right. It seems like Grodger does care somewhat. He's putting on a bit of a show, and you still seriously doubt that they're related. This man is a half elf. Granted, so is Siobhan. which lends
Yeah,
some
we
credence to it. But
Mhm.
something underlying tells you they just don't look like they have the same family lineage. Roger looks very much like he didn't come from a super, genetic lottery, shall we say? And
Yeah.
Siobhan very much did. Like, to put it bluntly.
Mm,
Roger's very plain. Siobhan is not.
aside from
understandable.
one lilac eye and one blue eye.
Nah,
Yes.
ignore that.
Well, as much as I'd love to get you and Sharon back together, there needs to be a few more
Sharon?
steps in the middle. Your niece.
Oh, my niece is Siobhan, of course. Do you have any water? I'm really like thirsty.
What do you know I was talking about, Siobhan? Because
Yeah, presumably.
Yeah, because I've been
Guessing
calling
his
him
niece.
We've
I've been
used the,
calling him
the
It
my
has
niece
been our
entire
emulsifier
thing.
time.
before.
Yeah.
And I
Bitch.
don't have real. Anyway.
We'll say
Okay.
that
Well,
Checkmate, Your
it's
Honor.
either the case that they really are related, or what you actually suspect is that they've built up this story and they're not going to give it away.
yes.
I'm packing.
Siobhan, yes. I must have made a mistake. Well, so
Malachi, you gotta get me out of here.
the
This guy's freaking
fastest
weird.
way to get you reunited is just for you to talk to me.
I mean, I'm talking to you right now.
Is he like manacled or something?
Yeah, he is.
Shackled?
He is.
Hmm.
What if,
I'm
what if they
gonna.
were all unlocked? That'd
Yeah,
be pretty
yes,
funny.
yes. I'm just gonna grab a stool from one of the guards and sit down straight in front of him. I would love to hear your story about how you and your niece, Siobhan,
It all
have arrived
started.
here.
It's just like a picture of Doofenshmirtz.
Okay.
You're pulled into his flashback, and now he can beat you up.
You're in my mind realm, Batman. I control the power here.
Are you gonna lie to me, or are you gonna tell me like?
Your feet are made of eggplants.
Okay.
I would probably just describe what's happened over the past 3 days, 4 days. So,
Which is?
we met up. We explored. We were contracted to help this wagon. Ended up at the manor. And then they just arrested us. It's kind of crazy.
Roll
So-
perception, and then you can roll insight. Disable.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at these decisive acts. Deception starts with a D. I'm not winning
17.
this. Oh, I almost won.
This man is also a pretty good liar, but there are some inconsistencies in his story. The big inconsistency is they just pulled up and then got arrested. When it specifically says in the note sheet that Grodger was caught looking through documents that were protected by a magical alarm that was
I don't have
triggered.
my notes.
And
How
that
am I supposed to remember?
got him in trouble with the rest of his group.
Yes.
So this man is clearly just intentionally being evasive.
Yes. So it must have been terribly difficult when you were just attacked out of
Rounding
nowhere.
people up. It was crazy.
Mhm. Yes.
Just snatching their people up. Better hatch kids.
Now, who contracted you?
House. Well, we were technically trying to be contracted by Deluminaire. There was this group of people from Haymore, the Perps.
Zara.
Zara, yeah, that one. Oh, my notebook. That we're delivering a cart, and we helped with that.
Mm-hmm.
That seems to be true. Largely.
100% true.
Yes. And you were contracted by House Delumiere.
Well, no, they arrested us. So
Oh,
that was the goal, but they arrested us for some reason. Oh my god.
okay. Well, rest up well. Don't do anything stupid. And I kick one of the guards.
Called the king of stupid here.
And I'll make sure you and your niece meet soon.
Do, because I bet she's terrified without me.
Headed out, Sable?
Yes, I'd like to find my friend.
Quick, I gotta make a roll.
Your friend.
Oh, I should have rolled that.
The funky name that I don't know how to say.
Rainy, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You were told that she was in the guard room, and lo and behold, here she is. You open the door. Did you join in the card game by any chance, Rainy?
If they would have let me, yeah.
Oh yeah, they would have let you.
Woo!
All right.
Someone's got like a tie around their head.
And Sable walks in, and Rainy, you notice a man in full clergy garb, grabbed already.
Hey, you want to join the game?
But of course, I love cards. Yeah, I'll sit down.
Is he lying? Can I roll insight?
Yeah, you can.
All right.
Are you lying, Sable?
No.
8.
He's a lying bastard.
Whoa.
I pull out a deck of cards and they're fancy.
You were probably wrong, actually. Never mind, Rainy.
Oh.
You're pretty confident you got a read on him, but no, that's a pretty good card deck.
It's in my character sheet. I do have a deck of
I'm
cards.
sure. Oh no, I know it's common.
Yes, yeah.
This is not a common deck if I remember correctly.
No, it's not. I'm gonna sit down for a hand or two. So, how have you found yourself here?
They just put me here. Put me on a dragon, brought me here, put me in this room.
That's all accurate.
Yes. Ugh. And what were you doing before you were picked up by said dragon?
Sweeping
No.
a balcony.
Fucking insight?
Yeah, go ahead.
Nat 20.
She actually was sweeping a balcony. The reason you can tell is because she's got a bunch of like dust on her shoes that she hasn't wiped off. Or I guess on her feet because she probably isn't wearing shoes. She's a dragonborn.
No shoes, Heaven has? You're on arrest.
So she probably was sweeping a balcony.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm baffled. Okay. Well, I just finished speaking to a great friend of mine, Groger. Do you happen to know him?
Yeah, I didn't know you knew Groger.
Yes, we're quite compatible.
No, we're not.
What does that mean?
So,
Yeah, don't roll insight on that one.
okay.
How? So, well, I'm surprised you knew him. When did you meet?
We met like a week ago, week and a half.
Like a week ago.
Sounds accurate. You're not lying, right?
I don't remember exactly, but
yeah, that checks out.
Okay.
David.
Yeah. Where? I'm desperately curious.
Between House Zara and House Lucine.
Also seems straightforward, honest.
How odd. Um, was he traveling with others?
Yeah.
Do you happen to know who?
Not all of them, but there was that girl, um, and a bird guy, and
If only there
what's
was
his
another
face?
guy.
The I don't think the cow guy's here. He was kind of funny. And then there's I feel like I'm forgetting someone.
Did there
Probably
happen
not
to
important.
be a dwarf?
Oh, I mean, there used to be. Then he went somewhere else.
Oh no.
Hmm?
How'd that happen?
He just went separate ways.
Hmm.
Sable, this is all very confusing to you. Everything she said seems to have been the truth, but there's clearly a lot of details missing.
Yes, yes. Do you know who went with the dwarf and who went with Groger?
I mean, the people that went with Garage are pretty much here, except for the cow guy.
The cow guy.
Yeah, he was like, he was just like a farmhand guy. He just kind of, I don't know. I don't know what his deal was. Kind of lost him at some point. I hope he's all right.
Survival
Meanwhile,
check.
I'm just gonna have this off screen. Polka music is playing in the background, and
Oh, yeah, I forgot this was the
Marshmallow's
narrative.
like, "Yay!" And then they're like, "We're about to pull up to the King of
I'm
Lucine."
assuming
now."
it's smart fella.
Oh yeah, smart fella. And do you know how to juggle by chance?
No.
Would you like to learn to juggle?
Yeah.
Roll to learn to juggle.
Give me a sec.
Hope he's okay. That's a D8, and that's a 1. So, failed on both counts. You cannot juggle. Alright.
You rolled a D8?
What about singing? Can you sing? Roll on D20 performance, please.
Let's find out.
Oh, yo.
Okay,
I
so you
used
can't
to
quite
have a cow.
can't quite sing either. Yeah.
Do you have any talents? Roll for that.
Roll for general talents? No. I think, what are they going to do with you? Whoa! That's pretty good. I don't know what it means, but it's pretty good. You're just rolling around with this musician band, and they're about to pull up to Lucine and apparently give a performance in like the square. And
Great.
they asked if you could juggle and sing, and you couldn't, so they're actually just going to give you a tin and have you collect money. So.
They're down a juggling ball. I lost it.
Yeah, but they're not worried about it. Juggling isn't a big thing with them anyway. So you're gonna collect the money, and they'll even give you a cut of it because they're so nice. So that's what you're doing this evening. So, all right, back in the dungeon. So yes, cow guy missing. Wonder where he is. Blah blah. Back to formula.
I don't remember the question anymore, so I'm just going to assume that I answered it.
I think he did. All right, what else, Sable? What are you thinking?
I don't know. The whole sweeping thing has thrown me off terribly.
Yeah.
So when you met Groger, did you travel with him?
Yeah. A little bit.
And oh, yes. If you know Groger, you must know Siobhan.
Yeah.
Yes. Terribly interesting duo, those two.
Yeah. I mean,
not much of a family, right?
Well, I mean, who is nowadays?
Hmm. Can I insight this, or is this like
No,
a...
you still have your net 20. Rainey is exceptionally good at dodging questions that she doesn't want to answer. So the problem is that she's been honest with you in everything that she said, but it's very clear that she knows a lot that she isn't letting on. Just because she doesn't have to. Because
You know, you
Mhm.
can tell
you
when a
haven't
watermelon is
quite
ripe.
pinned her yet.
Yes. Hmm. Well, my friend Rainey, are you by chance hungry?
Yeah, I could eat.
I will make sure that you are fed as wonderful of a spread as I can tonight. Guards, don't take all her money, and don't let her take yours.
Uh, yes, sir.
Teleports away.
How's the game going?
I don't know. Roll for what do you even roll for? Roll for sleight of hand as a card game. They're
Sleight of
cheating.
hand. 18 plus 2.
Oh, you are winning. You entered with like almost nothing, and you have like 37 gold now.
37 gold.
It's not
Shit.
good. It's like not good.
37.
All right, Sable. What's the play?
Hmm. Can you give me a refresher of what the fucking what like what was his name, Reinhardt
Yeah,
told
Lionel
me
Reinhardt.
about, yeah, what Reinhardt told
He
me about.
said there's three major events that they're trying to link together. They're trying to link
Yes.
the stabbing of a guard in Königsberg, which was allegedly committed by a dwarf and circus,
Mm-hmm.
changing of Malik's tactics, and the disappearance of his army, and then the hit on the Lucine Asylum.
The okay. Get what was the middle one?
Malik's army changing tactics.
Ah,
All right. The good news is Lionel Reinhardt comes from the left this time and says, Sable, good news. I have witnesses for you.
finally.
Now, I don't have the woman in the town that said she saw the stabbing of the guard in Königsberg. What I do have for you is one of the only witnesses that saw the attack on the asylum. I introduce to you Petrus. Petrus, get out here. And Petrus goes, yeah, yes, sir. Now, you can do with him what you will. I'm seeing if I can round anyone else up, but I don't have much outside of this. But hey, Petrus has some great things he's ready to tell you. All right.
Great to hear.
Hello, sir. Ready to be of assistance any way that I can?
Hi, Petrus.
Hello, sir.
Why don't you go ahead and tell me what happened at the Lucine Asylum?
Yes, sir. So, if I recall, I was stationed at my post in the North Watchtower, and I recall that there was a situation at the gate. I inquired. I was told not to worry about
And
it.
you're a guard, I assume?
Yeah, yes, sir. I am specifically assigned to the Watchtower. I have exceptionally good vision. So,
Hmm.
from the Watchtower, though, I cannot see to the main gate. The main gate is staffed by a separate division and separate barracks. And I tried to inquire of the situation because I was told that there was a situation, but couldn't see it. And I attempted to get one of our relays to tell me what was happening. And apparently, there was a fight that had broken out outside of the asylum. And I didn't hear anything other than that. That team ended up being killed, and it was a massacre. But I was told to stay in my tower and observe and keep my head down, so I did as I was ordered. My relay was killed, and most of my other men were killed. Mizram was there, and I stayed and I watched. The first thing I heard was that the warden was summoned. Sir, do you know about the warden?
You want me to roll for this, or
Go ahead. Yeah, roll history. check.
Third warden.
feel like?
Roll history. Yes,
Oh, yeah.
you do know the warden. You know exactly what the warden is. I don't even need to describe it to you because Brendan knows what the warden is.
Yes.
So you have all that knowledge. And Peter says, well, the warden was triggered or summoned, whatever they call it, the ones who made him. And I didn't see much of it because they were fighting downstairs. But I was told to stay at my post, so I stayed at my post. And eventually, after some time, the warden came up the stairs and I saw a bird and another pale man with long sandy hair. And they were fighting the warden, and the warden, I think, stomped on one or both of them. It was hard to see. It looked like they had died. And then the man with the sandy hair got back up and went over to the bird. There was a white bird, looked like an owl, maybe an owlin, and got him up. And then the warden was weak and had been chipping away, and they killed the warden, and he crumbled into pieces. And then it was in the rubble. It was difficult for me to see. Then Mizram came out with some of his goblins, and I don't know if they saw them. I was told to stay at my post. I tried to get their attention, but it was windy. There was a lot of noise and confusion. So I just stayed at my post to get a full view of the situation. And Mizram ended up heading out, and then I believe, from what I've heard of the reports, after I saw him leave the asylum, he began searching the caves, and then shortly after, he
And
got
yes,
his
he was
dragon.
killed.
Yes, sir.
Mizram, the
Sir.
poor
And
bastard.
I don't know as much about that, sir, but what I can tell you is that I did see those two individuals, the man with the sandy hair and the bird. I know that there were more. I heard them on the staircase, but I didn't see them. I saw the man with the sandy hair, the pale man with the sandy hair, and the white owl.
And those are the only two you've seen?
Yes, sir. Like I said, I know there were more. I heard they were nondescript. They looked human, but I couldn't tell. They were under the stairs. And then they ran away.
Yes, in the report, it said over 20 of you were killed.
Yes, sir.
And all you bring me is they looked human-like?
Sir, I was the only witness, and I did report to you that there were two specific individuals that are identifiable. One is a white owlin, and sir, I'm fairly certain that you could trace that back to Vesper Ink Talon.
Well, that is helpful information.
I do not know about the pale, sandy-haired man, sir. I do not believe he ever served in the military.
Yes, I don't think there was any other reports about such a nondescript individual.
No, sir. I did note that he was exceptionally pale, but outside of that, I do not know. And I did talk to this about many of my other commanders, and some of my commanders confirmed that the bird was likely Vesper Ink Talon. I just realized that is actually the wrong name. What's his actual name? Pseudonym.
Jabark's
Drybark something wing? Swiftwing?
Swiftwing.
Crap, yes. Alright. Scratch that from the record. It's not Vesper Ink Talon. Petra says. Bird is likely Drybark Swiftwing.
Oh, Vesper's like an alias?
It is. Not that Sable knows that, but now the entire party knows that. Yes.
Away.
Yeah. Get pranked.
Motherfucker.
Yes.
I kill him.
So we don't even know that, but Petra says it is likely Drybark Swiftwing. Several of my commanders said that my description matched him, and owlins are uncommon in Mandril, so it is likely that that was Drybark Swiftwing.
Yes. Thank you for your terribly insightful news. What a glorious report. Thank you very much. Make sure you grab some food on the way out.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Alright. Grapes is back down the hallway. Into the void he goes.
Ugh.
And you got quite a mess on your hands, Sable.
Mm-hmm.
Bunch of dead
There's a
ends.
little bit of information, a lot of dog shit. Let's go speak to the rest of the prisoners.
Alright. Going back down past Grodger to Luke and Valaire.
Yep.
Should interrogate Lucasio. That'd be important.
I'll actually put Valerian.
Do you
All
notice
right,
I can
Luke.
remember him?
Uh, hey, what are you going around throwing my name around like that? You heard of me?
No.
Oh. Well, that's probably a good thing, actually. It means I've been doing my job. Yeah.
Yes, you're so popular. Okay, my friend. You were caught with
45 pounds of heroin.
Ha!
and 17 gallons of lube.
Uh-oh.
No. I would like to know what you were doing with. Oh my God, Jacob, what was your character's name? The one with the funky name?
Rainy versus
You can just
rainy.
call her Rainy.
Rainy. Fuck!
Rainy.
I keep
It's
forgetting.
alright.
Oh,
You were
yeah.
found.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. You're talking about the blue dragon, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know much about her. She was from House Zara or something. I met her like I don't know, like yesterday, 2 days ago. I don't know. You knocked me out now. My whole time clock's all wibbly wobbly. What time is it? It's dark down here.
Do
Also,
I know what fucking time it
What
is?
day is it? Yeah, it's probably like 4 p.m. on I think Thursday. No, it's 4 p.m. on Friday.
Yes, it's close to supper on Friday.
Okay, then I didn't lose too much time. Yeah, it was like what 2 days ago or something. I don't know.
Approximately, yes. What's you guys' relation?
I was not really related. We was just on a job.
He's the greatest warrior.
Or I think she was on a job, and then we hooked up with her because there was another job we was trying to do. But,
You hooked up with her?
Not like that, sir. I'm not.
Respectfully.
Respectfully, sir. I don't. Luke Cassio don't play like that. That's not quite my type. But
Wow.
it was more like
It's all about them wood elf
we was
girls.
going one way, they was going another way, and we ended up going the same way. And we want to go to the same place, trying to get some contract work. And yeah.
Let me stop you.
Wouldn't Lucas know about the
Before
contract
my-
work bit?
Skull explodes.
Maybe.
He's a smart individual.
I mean, he heard. I'm right next door, so he probably would have heard it.
He did. He's just.
Super spy.
He is the greatest warrior.
Yeah.
So you were just happen to have joined like a traveling party with her, yes?
Yeah, briefly. It was just happenstance. You know how it is. Out on the road, never know who you meet.
Who else was in this traveling party besides the ones I already know about?
Yeah, if you talk to Gradger and Birdman
Yes.
over here, Birdman, the Gradger's niece or whatever.
I'm
and
sorry,
then-
you said Birdman?
Yeah, Volaire. He's Birdman. You seen him?
Yes.
Yeah. There's him, and then from Zara we picked up some guy with a weird name, and well, I guess the lady with the weird name too, Rainy.
Yeah, it's Rainy.
Yeah.
Do you know any of their other party members, perhaps? Perhaps I'm just gonna throw out some descriptions. You let me know if anything connects.
All right.
A dwarf, maybe an owlin that was in a military, perhaps.
Does Lucasio know that Valère is not a Alan?
He does.
Mm,
Castro goes. I don't know about that.
Hmm.
You gonna roll insight?
Yes.
Good luck. You got a heck of a one to beat.
16.
He's telling the truth. He doesn't know. Listen, man, I kind of just got caught up in this thing. I don't really know these people very well. I know Roger for a bit. We go way back. We was buddies back when we was in middle school. Or
For
whatever the
real.
medial equivalent of middle school is. But I mean, we just caught up after years and not seeing each other. Frankly, I don't know what business he's in. But if it's this, maybe I don't want any part of it. No offense, Roger. You can
Untaken.
make your own way. But
Yes, it's a terrible shame, but Roger said you were integral in what he was doing.
Did he say that? We were right next to each other. I don't remember him saying
Oh, but it was just 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, but I don't remember him saying that. Did he say that? I'm serious. Did he say that?
Yes, yes.
Oh, well, I mean, I appreciate it,
He
but
said you helped him at every turn.
well, yeah, I do. I'm a scout.
I
I
didn't
keep a
say
good
that.
eye out.
I'm.
I make sure there's no bandits. But he definitely didn't say that. I was here.
That's just. You must have been busy talking to the guards.
I was.
Gaslight, gaslight, gaslight.
Oh, okay, roll for gaslighting.
Roll
With
for
disadvantage.
girl boss.
What the-
Geeky girl boss gaslight.
What do I roll?
Deception.
Deception.
Yeah.
There's no
What-
gaslighting stat.
Disadvantage, you said?
Yeah. All right.
6.
Miraculously, he rolled a 4, so he's gonna go. I don't remember
No!
talking to the. I guess I was talking to the guards. I don't remember that.
No.
Well,
What we would have been talking about.
I just, I'm here to just sort everything out. I'm just trying to make sure that the innocent go free, but
Well, I respect
know,
that. I can assure
if-
you, Luke Cassio's hands are clean in this matter. I don't know what the heck's going on, and frankly, I don't want a part of it.
you do see how hard it is for me to just agree with you, though. If I talked to Groger, I talked to Siobhan, and they both brought up your name. It's pretty damning.
Well, of course they brought up my name. I was traveling with them. But I mean, I met
Yeah.
Siobhan like, what, a day ago? I don't even think she likes me. She's also like a child, so, yeah.
Might not be as childlike as you believe.
I don't know what that means, but alright.
Sounds creepy.
Help!
That was creepy.
Help! Where's the whistle?
Alright, well, listen, bud. You could just pass on to whoever's in charge here that all I did was escort a guy from middle school that I don't know what he's been up to the past decade, and maybe I can be on my way. Because, believe it or not, I get a lot of work, and I gotta feed myself. And if you're not providing the meals, Luke Cassio's gotta get the work done, so,
Yeah, that's absolutely true, and I'd love to see you fed. So, if you happen to remember anything, just ask for me, and I'll make sure we sit down, eat something, and talk.
Okay, I don't think there's anything to remember unless you want stories of what garage was like in middle school, but yeah. Will do.
Well, I'm gonna walk over to the next cell.
Alright. There's an Aarakocra leaning over, a white eagle Aarakocra.
Hello.
What do you want?
Blair, they can't crush you. Don't tell them anything.
Just a slight talk.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure you've already heard me having a friendly chat with all the others.
My answer's the same as Luke, but I didn't know garaging. It was contract work. I was looking to join one of the royal houses. Didn't work out. Apparently, Grouger's a thief.
Yes. Well,
There's no proof of that.
I thought I could trust him running around with that little girl. I thought this is an upstanding man. He's got a girl to take care of. Maybe he's her father figure. No. Just a thief. Getting us into trouble.
yes. Now, just between
There's no
the
evidence
two
of
of
that.
us, and I'm gonna lean in a little bit and be a little quieter so others perhaps may not be able to hear.
Mm-hmm.
The others are doomed. You might be able to
Oh,
make it
no.
out.
Roll for persuasion. Or intimidation. Your pick.
No.
Or deception?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's gonna be deception because I'm totally lying.
Yeah.
Alright.
19.
Alright. Blair says, listen, I'm sure that's true. I didn't do anything, and they did. But the reality is, I can't help you. I know probably less than you've been talking to them. And I have barely talked to them in the course of the 2 days that I...
Yes, but the important thing is not whether or not you did anything. It's whether or not you give me anything. Who were they traveling with? Who do they know? Have they been traveling with a bird? An owlin? Have they talked about an owlin?
Roll for insight.
Insight.
Lloyd.
27.
Valer attempts to keep a straight face, but his eyes narrow and his pupils grow tiny as you say bird before they kind of reset. He says, I don't know anything about that.
Okay. How about a dwarf? Perhaps a very angry, maybe even distraught dwarf.
Now it seems like he's just thinking and he's kind of lost. He just goes, no. That's completely honest.
Okay.
You're 100% confident that this man has been working with Tribark Swiftway. That reaction tells you everything.
Yes.
But he's just not going to be in front with you.
Well, since you've been so honest with me, I'll make sure to put in a good word.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right. You finished?
Yes.
All right.
No, I'll throw a shady look at Grodger just before I leave.
Oh, of
and then
course,
just
of
like a
course.
side eye, give him the "you're fucked."
All right.
Don't let them know.
All right. You headed back upstairs?
Yeah,
All right. Great.
I'm gonna go back to my room and write this all down.
All right. You return to your room to begin writing it down. Javon, were you in your room? Or were you still wandering?
I was probably just wandering around.
Like a bored teenager?
Yeah,
Yep. Well,
that's what.
the bored teenager eventually sees Sable swiftly walk back to his room through the hall and close his door. So, do with that what you will.
Hmm.
I'm sorry. Could you just? Where was the murder at again? Where Dweeby fucking
Königsberg.
Königsberg?
Yep, Königsberg.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, do I know what time the dinner would be?
You don't. But Lawrence has made another appearance and is moving up the stairs talking to some of the guards.
Can I go ask him?
Sees you approach and says, Yes, my lady, do you require something? Oh, I have found a perch for you. I'm not sure how it will suit you. It is essentially just a potted tree. I'm having it brought up.
Oh, thank you so much for your kindness. My question actually, I know that we're supposed to be having dinner with, King Xerxes. I was
Yes.
just wondering, when exactly would that be?
Dinner will be served at 5 p.m. I believe it is 4:30 at this time. Guests will be arriving shortly, but Xerxes is running late for one of his meetings. Speaking of which, I'm going to need you, madam, to clear out of the dining hall for the time being, as I believe Xerxes would like to have his meeting here right before.
Oh, I didn't realize that this was the dining hall.
Yes, one of a few. This is Xerxes' preferred dining hall, even though it is not the main one.
Okay, sure. I'll just I'll just move away.
Alright, moving to your room.
Yeah.
To your room. You do hear, shortly after you leave, in your room. You hear a little bit of commotion, maybe isn't the right word, but talking. And you hear that deep voice of Xerxes, that tone that just bellows throughout the entire building. And he appears to be talking to an elderly person. Would you like to do anything? Sable, you can hear this as well.
Yes, actually, can I suppose I should try to stealth if I want to sneak.
Yes, you should.
Ouch. Who's talking to an old person?
Xerxes, you recognize the voice as well, Sable.
I got 11.
Alright.
I'm not leaving my room. I'm just gonna finish jotting down the notes, but I will listen in.
Fair. Alright, roll for perception to hear from your room.
13.
Alright, so a little bit difficult to hear, so you might hear like every other word. Siobhan, are you stealthing like to the main hallway door to try to listen in?
Just by the door.
Okay, like this door, right? Or by your
Yeah.
door? Okay, got it. Alright, as they walk closer, you hear Xerxes say,
I can perceive if I can hear anything or no.
yes, roll perception.
Alright, chum. 4.
Okay. Alright. Xerxes walks in, you hear the talking like, Barbara's out. It's Simlish. You only hear them in
Barbara's
Simlish. Barbara's out. Flippin' dooferts. So you just go, what is this? So what would you like to do?
Realizing that I'm having a hard time hearing, can I have... I'm going to whisper to Luna. Luna, out and I'll pretend to be trying to catch you. And bring you
That
back.
is not a good idea.
Oh,
But
well,
what are you trying to do? Want to eavesdrop?
she's going to try to look like she doesn't want to, but then kind of nod really quickly.
Darling.
Is this out loud?
No, this is psychically.
Rats!
Yeah, I know. Darling, there are easier ways to accomplish such things. Watch and learn. Alright, and then, I'm gonna cast a spell. Cast Pass Without Trace. Reroll your stealth check. Then add 10 to it.
29.
You slip through the door in a veiled mirror of shadows that preclude your very presence from the room. The door is slightly ajar, but you slip by and Xerxes looks over and sees nothing. He just continues his conversation. And you slink your way to the pillars in Luna's direction. She says, wasn't that easy? Alright. And now you can overhear the entire conversation. Xerxes picks up. The matter is pressing, and I was to understand that you could not stay for dinner. So I wanted to get this resolved beforehand. Well, you've drawn me out. What is it that you want from me? Well, Baroness Zara, it has come to my attention that there have been some disturbances within your ranks.
What do you mean by that?
Well, one report, for example, was that a captain lost his entire division. Captain Perry P. Winifred, was it?
Yes.
Have you nothing to comment on the matter?
The man was a fool. I'm not surprised. The loss is not of great consequence. Do you think so? Do you concern yourself with 12 deserters when there's a dragon on the loose?
Baroness Zara, there is no longer a dragon on the loose. First. And yes, I do concern myself with these matters because I'm a man who appreciates attention to detail.
as I'm sure you do. To be frank, Baroness, you have done an exceptionally good job maintaining your orchards and your pastures, and I expect that our partnership will continue to help Lucine proper thrive, as well as House Zara. On the other hand, your abilities as a military leader are lacking and insufficient. Do you not agree?
He pauses.
Not a matter of whether I agree, a matter of what I think you're going to do. You know that I'm not going to like it. I also know that you're not stupid, and you're not going to try to stop me.
You'd probably be correct.
Well, then let's lay the cards out on the table, as we both know where this is going. It's not sustainable for you, or many of the other noble houses, to manage their own militaries. It's been proven with House Tiana, and it's become apparent that it's the same with House Zara. I would like your signature in phasing out your private division of Surcoat warriors so that I can replace them with my own management. Many of your men will still be enlisted, and women, I do not care, but they will have to re-qualify for their ranks, and they will be placed under new management, under this proposal.
You say proposal, but do I have any choice in the matter?
Yes, of course. But actions have consequences, Baroness. And as I've said, I would prefer not to lose you as the leader of House Zara. You have done well in your lane. What I'm asking is that you stay out of my lane. And if we have that mutual understanding, I don't think there will be any problem. Do you agree?
I do. Is this all you needed from me?
In short, yes, a signature. And I would prefer not to waste your time, so I apologize for my bluntness. But I prefer to be expedient in these matters, particularly when the security of Lucine is in a state as it is today. I'm sure you also
Understand. I do. Can I give you my own warning, Sexy?
It's never stopped you in the past.
What you're doing will work, and has worked. I live longer than most. You know how old I am.
I know that dwarves live above average lifespan. And I know that your wrinkles tell a story of similar magnitude of years. 400, 500.
439, good guess. I've seen kingdoms rise and fall. I've seen lots of them. And they always fall in the same way. You would think that it's all of the external forces, technology, civilizations coming in, imperialists, outside forces. Every civilization that I have outlived has fallen from the inside.
Question: What
Yes.
does this woman look like?
She is a stout, 4 foot or so tall dwarven woman, in purple robes, very wrinkly, gray, long, bushy eyebrows, and slick back gray braided hair. Alright. She says, every civilization has fallen from the inside. Do not be so careful as to look outside to pinpoint the cause of all of your problems towards it. Address the rot within, or perish, as those before you have.
Noted. As always, your wise counsel is most appreciated, Baroness Gullamuth.
Our business is concluded.
A signature?
Yes. The papers. And then he hands them over. He very quickly signs them, and he says, "Thank you. Painless as always. And until we next meet." "Yes, my pleasure." Steps out. At this point, Luna's like, "All right, time to go," and beckons you further back to the room, slinking through the slightly agape door. If that is acceptable, you still have to do the walking. Is that acceptable?
The world may never know.
He's just like dead.
Chris launched plate up for the 7th time.
Who?
You.
I didn't-
Luna's saying it's time to go, and then like beckoning you further back before you get caught.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
all right, cool. All right. Well, Xerxes gets up and begins talking to one of his dragonborn, Conic, but you can't really hear it. It's back to Simlish.
Ika Oba.
Rebecca Zulaf.
Tina-san.
All right. Well, I think that's been great. It's about time for dinner. So,
Sick. All right, I'll be back.
okay, no.
Yeah, let me go get something to eat. I already finished my cake.
So some time passes,
Started with dessert.
and then Lawrence enters Siobhan's room and says, "Milady, first order of business, here is your perch." Then he brings it over and sets it in the corner. I hope this is suitable.
Just imagining like a tree they dug up from outside, put in a pot.
Pretty much.
Thank you. I'm gonna set Luna down on it.
Yep. Definitely. The owl won't be joining us for dinner, will it?
Well, if you say so.
I would recommend it. Xerxes is not a fan of pets. It is quite an exception that he has allowed her in the first place.
That's okay.
All right. Well, I will. Xerxes would like to meet with you before dinner begins.
Okay.
Come this way. All right, going for it.
Yeah.
All right, Lawrence ushers you out. Xerxes is back sitting in the same seat he was sitting in before, and beckons you to sit opposite of him. You oblige?
She's gonna curtsy first
Okay. Great.
and say, thank you for the hospitality. I don't know what I've done to deserve this, but I am very grateful.
Very few of the pleasantries in life are earned. Sit.
Yes, sir.
So, I apologize. I have not been more forthcoming. I have had many matters to attend to.
Oh, I suppose with you being a king and all,
Yes,
you have quite a lot to do, so don't worry about it.
it is the nature of the title, indeed.
Right.
I've heard several things, and I would like some clarity on them. Siobhan, yes?
Yes, that is correct, my lord.
Good. One moment. Pull up that rock.
I don't
That's Trevor, not Xerxes. Hold on.
understand what you're saying, my lord.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
My lord, are you lucid?
Oh, I'm in Lucide. What are you talking
saying? Alright, I gotta look at this, Yep.
Yes, I don't. Stat block is because his.
Alright, he didn't say that. It's not real. It's not in the lore. Alright,
Sorry, you said it in the voice.
Make a wisdom
Can.
saving throw, please. This is for a throw that occurred like during your curtsy. Or as your curtsy. Alright, cool. As a failure. I guess I'll just say it. You're charmed and you're not aware of it.
Wait, hold on, then I have to roll again.
Oh, you have advantage against being charmed?
Yes.
Right, elf.
Well, it failed.
Alright, you're charmed and you're not aware of it. So, you feel calmer than it seems you normally would be in this situation. It seems this man has a very, while he's tall and bulking and scary, and his eyes are concerningly dark to a point where it doesn't really make sense. Something's up with that. He has a very calm demeanor. His body language is extremely relaxed, and his voice is very monotone, so not alarming. So you feel very calm and down. You feel like you can really trust him, and you want to protect him. And he says, well, I was told, rumored it was, that your father is a fairly important man. Is that true? Here comes the second fun part. You cannot deliberately lie to me.
Just a curious question. What time is it?
It is 4:45.
I would probably be getting ready for dinner.
Probably. Would that mean exiting to the main area?
Do I hear them talking?
You do, and there are guards posted at your door.
Like, stopping me? Or
Yes, from going to the main area, and they say, Sir Xerxes is having a private meeting now. Dinner is postponed. But it is on its way.
intriguing.
Now, he continues.
So
So, your father's an important man. Is that true? You cannot deliberately lie to me.
Can I listen into this from behind it? I'm just gonna stand near the guards and
Go ahead.
say I'll wait.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Do you want me to roll or do I just
Let's just hear it.
I just win?
The guards would be stopping you, but they want to hear it too.
I suppose that my father could be considered an important man. He certainly is to me.
I would hope so. As my daughter hopefully would answer the same.
Oh, you have...
I do. Hopefully you'll be able to meet her tonight. We'll talk about that later. What was your father's name?
Truthfully...
You can be indirect, you just cannot intentionally lie to me.
No, I know.
Alright, just make sure.
Truthfully, I would like to tell you, but I've sort of been, well, he is Lord Alanelth.
You spell that for Trevor?
Aleannel.
Who's Trevor?
You what? Shut up, Nick. I missed the spelling. Aleannel.
DTH.
Elianelth. Okay.
Can you DM that to me?
Yeah.
Alanel.
I'm actually just gonna post it into the campaign chat.
W.
Alright, Xerxes says, well, that certainly is a important man, I would say, at least in the political realm. How did you find yourself here?
Well,
before I found you.
You know, I've been looking for my mother.
Are you a half-elf?
Yes.
I understand.
The elves are rigid traditionalists. Were you not accepted on the Kyril Plateau?
No, only by one person.
Your father.
Yes.
I see. My father was a callous man. I was the youngest, 3 boys. And I was the runt of the litter. The weakest, the shortest. I was not regarded as worthy of my father's affection. As a result, I was disowned. I understand what it's like to be rejected. But I am glad that you at least have the affection of your father. Something I was not so fortunate to have. But as I stated, most of the pleasantries in life are not earned. They are gifts.
To be honest, I'm not quite sure I've got the affection of my father anymore. So,
Why is that?
I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't have left.
So you weren't
Starts,
exiled.
She starts hyperventilating a little bit.
Let you go through it.
Eventually, she kind of calms down. Yeah, you have to understand. I had to get out of there. I couldn't stay. It just every day was torture. Everybody had a problem with me, and all I did was exist. I didn't. So I figured, all right, if there's one person who has to care about me, at least it should be my mom. So I left, and my journey's taken me here.
What's your mother's name?
Well, the only thing I've known of her truly is that her name is.
Making those noises.
Yeah, I was like, Xerxes goes, what the? Want to see a fist?
All I know is her name is.
I don't know. Well, her name's Layla.
He's kind of like, he's opened his mouth a few times. It looks like he's reaching for his words. He's being very, very slow. Speak. He says,
I love my daughter very much. And she has always wanted a younger sister, which I, as of late, have been unable to give to her, not necessarily through my own inability. But, situation as it is, you have been rejected by your own family. And you have extraordinary gifts, so I'm told. Ones that my daughter may be able to assist you with. You could live here for a time, as long as you like. Study under her, learn, grow, be safe, be a part of something. Maybe then your father will change his mind about it. In the meantime, you can look for your mother. That something you would be interested in?
Yes. She almost wants to say it too fast, and she says,
Yeah.
yes, and that I would like that.
It can be arranged.
And so,
There is another matter. Your uncle
mhm,
is he your uncle?
For sure.
I consider him as much.
Oh, gonna roll an insight on that deception.
I mean, I'm being truthful.
You are kind of. So I'm trying. I guess he. Yeah. That is an answer to the question.
Yeah. He goes, I understand. Not all family is blood. Your uncle may be involved in a conspiracy that plots my downfall.
Why
And
would, why would someone want to overthrow you?
power attracts enemies. And
But
if not wielded effectively,
I suppose that was a silly question of me.
Hmm.
Why would someone think they could?
now that is a question I have been asking for years. And one I have studied. Every man has a weakness that can be exploited. And learning that weakness is the key to defeating him. No man is perfect and none is an island. Even kings have fatal flaws. Yet, when taken and used against them, ensure victory for the other man. The reality is that no matter how much power one can accrue, there will always be something to limit you. Whether it's love or hatred or something in between. Perhaps something more impersonal.
Yeah.
This isn't because of mistrust. This is just something she does. She's gonna open her mind.
Yep. Okay. Well. Oh.
20.
Okay. He's thinking about a lot of people in his life. When he thinks about enemies, he's thinking about Malik and Malachi de Lumiere. When he's thinking about the weakness that can be exploited, he's thinking about his daughter. And then he shifts and he says,
And some people, in their arrogance,
and his thoughts shift to his son and his executioner night cologne.
think that that weakness can be exploited. And in a sense, they are right. But when a man knows his weakness, he becomes largely unstoppable. So long as he is competent enough not to compromise it. And I have been a carefuler man than most.
Yes.
But be that as it may,
I know I don't have any footing with you. I know that I've just met you. So I suppose my question is, you taking me in, is that as an apprentice, as to
it
your
is
daughter?
not purely selfless, if that is what you are asking. I
Yes.
appreciate honesty as a virtue. You are a tool to me, as much as I see your potential and wish to help you. It is not entirely out of the goodness of my heart. Your father is a powerful man, with resources and knowledge that would help me protect myself and the people that I care about. In addition to that, your uncle may be the link to a mystery that I want solved and a head that I want rolled.
Well, that actually leads me to, I know it's rather presumptuous of me to even ask, but if you could spare.
I will ensure that your uncle is not harmed for the time being.
Thank
The
you.
good news is, his cooperation may not prove necessary, in which case I can ensure that he lives comfortably. In the event that his cooperation is necessary, and he is not forthcoming, I cannot make that promise. But for now, I must wait for a certain tool to be delivered.
Do I pick that up from my open mind or no?
His mind shifts to Bellows,
Okay.
which you don't necessarily know. The little guy with his court gesture. So it looks like a little court gesture. Inside when he's thinking that.
So, we'll wait and see where the cards lie. But for now, we're going to eat dinner.
And so he gets up. And then he instructs the guards to open the hall. And so the dinner guests filter in. And the guards open the door. The table is allowed through.
Yes.
And I think that is probably where we should leave it.
All right.
And this is where things get really interesting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna end the recording now.
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
Has the army made it to Malachi yet?
I can answer that question by playing Rusted Reed. I'm on my way.
All right.
I'm inside my printer for real.